Shadow of the Colossus is a masterpiece that redefined what video games could be, and it's a tragedy that it never received a true sequel. The game's minimalist storytelling, breathtaking landscapes, and epic battles against towering colossi created an experience that felt both intimate and grand. The emotional weight of Wander's journey, combined with the unique gameplay of climbing and defeating massive creatures, made it a timeless classic. However, despite its critical acclaim and the stunning PS4 remake, we've never seen a follow-up that continues the story or expands on the world. A sequel could explore the lands beyond the Forbidden Lands, introducing new colossi with even more intricate designs and mechanics. Imagine a game that builds on the original's themes of sacrifice, morality, and the consequences of one's actions while introducing new characters and expanding the lore of the ancient world. The game left us with more questions than answers, and fans have been yearning for a continuation of its enigmatic story. Whether it's a direct sequel or a spiritual successor, the world of Shadow of the Colossus is too rich and impactful to be left behind. It's a game that reminds us why we fell in love with gaming in the first place, and it's time for a new chapter. Infamous Second Son is a game that left us wanting more, and it's a shame it never got a proper sequel. Set in a vibrant and lively Seattle, the game introduced us to Delsin Rowe, a charismatic protagonist with the ability to absorb and wield multiple powers. The gameplay was fluid and satisfying. The graphics, even for their time, were stunning, and the story, while simple, had a unique charm. However, despite its success, we never saw a direct follow-up. Imagine a new Infamous with next-gen graphics and even more diverse powers. It would be amazing. A sequel could explore new cities, introduce new characters, and expand on the lore of the Infamous universe. The potential is endless, and fans have been waiting years for Sucker Punch to return to this beloved franchise. It's time to bring back the chaos, the choices, and the superpowers that made Infamous Second Son so unforgettable. The game's open-world design, combined with its unique power system, created a playground of possibilities, and a sequel could take that formula to even greater height. Whether you were a hero or a villain, Infamous Second Son gave us a taste of what it means to wield incredible power, and it's a world we'd love to revisit. Prey is a criminally underrated gem that blended sci-fi horror and a mind-bending story set aboard the Talos I space station. The game's open-ended design allowed players to approach challenges in countless ways, whether through combat or creative problem-solving. The Typhon aliens were terrifying, the atmosphere was tense, and the narrative kept players guessing until the very end. Despite its brilliance, Prey never received a sequel, leaving its cliffhanger ending unresolved. A follow-up could explore new locations, introduce new alien threats, and expand on the game's themes of identity and humanity. Imagine a sequel that takes us to new space stations, planets, or even Earth, with even more complex systems and player freedom. The world of Prey is rich with potential, and it's a shame that such a unique and ambitious game hasn't been given the chance to continue its story. The game's blend of survival horror and immersive sim mechanics created a truly unique experience, and a sequel could refine and expand on those ideas. The original left us with so many unanswered questions, and it's time to see where the story goes next. Titanfall 2 is a game that took everything great about the original Titanfall and elevated it to new heights. The first game introduced us to the thrilling combination of fast-paced pilot combat and massive Titan battles, but it was the sequel that truly perfected the formula. The campaign, though short, was a masterpiece of level design and storytelling, with moments like the time-shifting mission Effect and Cause becoming instant classics. Despite its critical acclaim, Titanfall 2 never got the sequel it deserved. Fans have been begging for Titanfall 3, hoping to see the franchise expand with new Titans, deeper customization, and an even more ambitious story. The universe of Titanfall is rich with potential, from the war-torn frontier to the mysterious IMC. A sequel could explore new planets, introduce new factions, and push the boundaries of what made the first two games so special. Respawn Entertainment has proven they can deliver incredible experiences, and it's time for them to return to the franchise that put them on the map. Jade Empire is a game that stands as one of BioWare's most unique and underappreciated titles. Set in a fantastical version of ancient China, the game blended martial arts and BioWare's signature RPG storytelling into a truly unforgettable experience. The combat system was innovative for its time, combining real-time action with RPG elements, and the moral choices you made throughout the story added depth to the narrative. Characters like Silk Fox and Master Li were memorable, and the world was filled with rich lore and vibrant environment. Despite its cult following, Jade Empire never received a sequel, leaving fans wondering what could have been. A modern sequel could expand on the original's ideas, introducing new regions, deeper combat mechanics, and a story that explores the balance between tradition and change. Imagine a Jade Empire 2 with next-gen graphics, a larger world to explore, and even more intricate storytelling. BioWare has created some of the most beloved RPGs of all time, and returning to the world of Jade Empire could be the perfect way to remind us why they're masters of the genre. The original game was a hidden gem, and it's time for it to get the recognition, and the sequel, it deserves. The BioShock series is a landmark in gaming, and it's a franchise that deserves to continue. Despite the critical and commercial success of the series, we haven't seen a new BioShock game in years. Fans have been eagerly waiting for a sequel that could take us to a new location, whether it's another hidden city or an entirely new concept. The BioShock formula, combining immersive worlds, thought-provoking narratives, and unique gameplay mechanics, is too good to leave behind. A new game could explore fresh themes and push the boundaries of what made the original trilogy so special. Whether it's a direct sequel or a spiritual successor, the world of BioShock is one we're desperate to return to. When it comes to cyberpunk RPGs, few games have left as lasting an impression as Deus Ex: Human Revolution. This modern revival of the classic franchise took us to a near-future world where human augmentation was both a marvel and a moral minefield. As Adam Jensen, players navigated a web of corporate conspiracies, philosophical dilemmas, and high-stakes stealth action. The game's open-ended gameplay allowed for multiple approaches, whether you preferred hacking, sneaking, or going in guns blazing. While Mankind Divided continued the story, it ended on a cliffhanger, leaving fans hungry for more. A new Deus Ex could delve deeper into the consequences of the August Divide, explore new locations, and introduce fresh characters. The cyberpunk genre is thriving, and Deus Ex has the potential to lead the charge. Few sequels have managed to surpass their predecessors, but Portal 2 did just that. Building on the foundation of the original Portal, this game expanded the puzzle mechanics, introduced unforgettable characters like GLaDOS and Wheatley, and added a co-op mode that was just as brilliant as the single-player campaign. The humor, the creativity, and the sheer ingenuity of the puzzles made Portal 2 an instant classic. Yet, despite its success, we've never seen a Portal 3. A sequel could explore new areas of the Aperture Science Facility, introduce new mechanics, and continue the story of Chell, or even new characters. Valve's ability to innovate is unmatched, and it's a shame that such a beloved franchise has been left dormant. The world of Portal is too unique and too fun to be left behind. Mad Max is a cultural icon, known for its high-octane action and dystopian wasteland setting. The 2015 game captured the essence of the films, delivering thrilling vehicular combat and a vast open world to explore. But there's so much more this universe could offer. A sequel could introduce a more dynamic world, where weather events like sandstorms or acid rain drastically change the environment and gameplay. Imagine a deeper survival system where managing resources becomes a constant struggle. The magnum opus, your customizable car, could be expanded with even more modular upgrades, allowing players to create unique vehicles tailored to their playstyle. The story could explore new factions, each with their own ideologies and methods of survival, adding layers of complexity to the narrative. The Mad Max universe is more relevant than ever, and a new game could push the boundaries of open-world design. Sleeping Dogs is a gem that deserves a new entry. The original game stood out with its unique blend of martial arts combat, undercover cop drama, and a vibrant Hong Kong setting. A sequel could take the series to new heights by exploring other iconic Asian cities, like Tokyo or Bangkok, each with its own distinct culture and criminal underworld. The combat system, already a fan favorite, could be expanded with new martial arts styles, weapons, and environmental interactions, making every fight feel fresh and dynamic. Imagine using the bustling streets of Tokyo or the neon-lit alleys of Bangkok as your playground, taking down enemies with creative and brutal moves. The story could delve deeper into the moral dilemmas of being an undercover cop, with branching choices that shape the narrative in meaningful ways. Picture a game where your decisions affect not only the story but also the city itself, with factions rising or falling based on your actions. The world of Sleeping Dogs is rich with potential, and it's time for Square Enix to give it the attention it deserves. Alpha Protocol is a unique and ambitious game that deserves a sequel. As an espionage RPG, it offered something truly special, a branching narrative where every choice mattered, from dialogue options to mission outcomes. A new entry could take the series to the next level by refining the gameplay, expanding the story, and giving players even more freedom to shape their own spy thriller. The combat and stealth mechanics could be modernized, offering more fluid and responsive controls, while the dialogue system could be even more dynamic, with real-time consequences that affect the story. The world of espionage is full of potential, and Alpha Protocol proved that it could be a perfect fit for an RPG. A sequel could introduce new characters, each with their own motivations and secrets, and allow players to build relationships or rivalries with them. Imagine a game where your alliances shift based on your actions and every decision carries weight. A new Alpha Protocol could be the spy RPG we've been waiting for, offering a fresh take on the genre and cementing the series as a classic. Bloodborne is a game that redefined what a horror action experience could be. Its gothic atmosphere, fast-paced combat, and deeply mysterious story have cemented it as a modern classic. Yet, despite its critical acclaim and passionate fanbase, we've never seen a sequel. A new entry could explore new areas of the Bloodborne universe, introducing fresh weapons, enemies, and lore. The haunting beauty of the Bloodborne universe is something we're desperate to revisit, and a new game could elevate the franchise to even greater height. A sequel could also delve deeper into the lore, exploring the origins of the Great Ones or the fate of Yharnam after the events of the first game. Bloodborne has the potential to be a great franchise in the horror action genre. Days Gone is a game that left a lasting impression with its unique take on the zombie apocalypse, massive hordes, and an emotional story set in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Despite its strengths, we've never seen a sequel, and that's a missed opportunity. A new game could expand on the world, introducing new regions, factions, and threat. Imagine a setting in a different part of the country with its own unique challenges and environment. The horde mechanics, already a standout feature, could be taken to the next level, with even larger and more dynamic swarms of freakers. The story could explore new characters and themes, while still maintaining the emotional depth that made the original so memorable. The world of Days Gone is one we're eager to return to, and a new game could elevate the series to new heights. It's time to revisit the chaos, the survival, and the emotional storytelling that made Days Gone so unforgettable. Bully is a game that stands out as one of Rockstar's most unique and beloved titles. Set in the fictional Bulworth Academy, it offered a fresh take on the open-world formula and a heartfelt coming-of-age story. The game's charm lies in its quirky characters, from the mischievous Jimmy Hopkins to the eccentric faculty members, and its ability to balance light-hearted moments with deeper themes of rebellion and self-discovery. A sequel could expand on this world, taking players to a new school or even a college setting, where the stakes are higher and the social dynamics more complex. Imagine a game where your choices not only affect your relationships with classmates but also shape the future of the school itself. The gameplay could be expanded with new activities, like joining clubs, participating in sports, or even exploring the town beyond the school gate. The humor and wit that made the original so memorable could be taken to new heights with even more outrageous missions and characters. Bully is a game that resonates with players because of its unique perspective and relatable themes, and a sequel could build on that legacy while introducing fresh ideas and mechanics. The bell is ringing, and the schoolyard is waiting. Let's grab our slingshots and dive into the chaos of teenage life in a way only Bully can deliver. Half-Life is a franchise that redefined the first-person shooter genre, and its impact is still felt today. From its groundbreaking physics-based gameplay to its immersive storytelling and iconic characters like Gordon Freeman and Alex Vance, it set a new standard for what games could achieve. Yet, despite its legendary status, the series has been dormant for years, leaving fans craving more. A new entry could take the series in bold new directions, exploring the aftermath of the Combine's defeat or diving deeper into the mysteries of the G-Man. Imagine a game that pushes the boundaries of interactive storytelling with even more advanced physics and environmental design. The world of Half-Life is rich with untapped possibilities, from new alien species to unexplored regions of Earth, or even beyond. The return of Half-Life would not only be a celebration of its legacy, but also a chance to redefine the genre once again. The crowbar is waiting, and the world is ready for Gordon Freeman, or perhaps a new hero, to step back into the spotlight and continue one of gaming's most iconic journeys. And that's our list. What other games deserve a sequel? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.